What is up, everyone? My name is Chris, and today we finally got some hockey news from the Flyers and Chuck Fletcher. It wasn't anything about the games, but we got some injury updates, which is probably the best thing that could have happened throughout this whole suspension of the season. All right, so today, Chuck Fletcher gave updates on 5 players here for the Flyers: Sam Morin, Phil Myers, Nolan Patrick, Nate Thompson, and James Van Riemsdyk. As for Sam Morin, he said Morin is progressing well. He began skating and is expected to be cleared to play for the 2020-2021 season. Very good news there, as Morin, he tore the ACL not once but twice. This was the second time, and it was funny. It's not really funny, but the game that the Phantoms had on NHL Network was the game that Sam Morin tore his ACL. So really the only time that I was able to see the Phantoms at one point in the season, because of the blackout coverage and all that stuff, Morin gets injured. So it's just like, oh my God. So yeah, that definitely did suck. And Morin's a great player. I've always liked Morin. I always thought it would be harder for him to start to progress, because I saw like the way that the game was going and things like that. And obviously him being 6'5", 6'6", he's huge. And it's an experience with the league and things like that. It's harder for bigger guys to they get injured a lot. So that's one thing that I think is it stinks with Morin, but it's good to see that there are updates on him and that he's able to play. Phil Myers, he said that he is progressing well and he is cleared to play in NHL games. Very good news there. Morin was one of the best Flyers at the break, in my opinion. I thought he had a really good season. Him going with Sanheim, that pairing was just kind of struggled a little bit in the first couple games was put together, and then after that it was just on a roll. They played really good, and I thought Myers had a really good season with the Flyers. As for Nolan Patrick, he continues to work out daily, and he's not cleared for contact. It's basically been the whole thing for the whole season. And again, it's nothing against the status quo update. It's still an update because, there's been different things besides, he's not cleared for contact. He's been traveling with the team. He's been with the team. He practiced with the team as well. I know it wasn't a practice. It was one of them skills practices, but even still, you're not by yourself. You're with the team. It's still good news. Nate Thompson, he just said he's cleared to play because Thompson had a knee strain. I believe he was out 1 to 2 weeks around that, so they had to call up Connor Bunneman at the time. There was just a bunch of things that were going on. And James Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk, if you may remember this, he broke his finger versus the Capitals. He blocked the shot. He was out 4 to 6 weeks. JVR, he has a full range of motion, good strength in his right hand, and is expected to play within 1 to 2 weeks, obviously, if the season comes back and things like that. But with these injury updates, this was probably the best thing that could have happened throughout this whole suspension, was that the Flyers were able to get their players healthy if the season was to come back this year. So again, these are pretty nice updates. Again, it's Flyers news. I'm getting very bored of doing off-season stuff already, because it's not the off-season. We should be playing playoff hockey right now. But regardless, you get a couple updates here, and they're all good news, which is good. So again, podcast, articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.